So the first thing we're going to grab are the logs and the terracotta. And basically on each of these pink spots, you can see 3 and then 5 over here. You're going to build 5 blocks up on each of these, except the corner ones will be 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then after the 6th one, after each of these corner ones, you're going to build over to the next corner one. And this will connect them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm just gonna connect all of them and do that real quick. Alright, and then now I'm gonna build each of these pillars with 5 blocks. Alright, and then the next thing we're going to do is fill in each of these walls where we need to with the terracotta. So at the front, the only gap is going to be for the walkway / where the door would be. So you're just going to make a 2x2 here, and you can fill in each of these sides. Alright, and then if we go to the right over here, this one is going to just have one window, and that's going to be in this little area right here. So you just do one thing here and then 2x2 in the bottom, and then the rest of these walls can be filled in. Alright, and then the back has a window that's going to be in the middle, so just do another 1 block thing here and then another layer 2 blocks, and then these sides can be filled in as well. Alright, and then this side will also have 1 window over here. So same thing as the back, just do 1 layer and then 2 layers, and then you can fill in the sides. Alright, so this is what all of the walls should look like after. And I did not finish this part yet. This is what we're going to do next. So you should have 14 logs and 26 terracotta left to finish that upper part. And I just gave myself scaffolding. I actually don't use these. I usually just use dirt blocks. But, so if we start on the front here, we're going to go into third person basically. And essentially this side, so in the walkway, the left side of the walkway, we're gonna build up 3 logs, 1, 2, 3. And then this will make kind of the center if you build up 3 terracotta on the left of that then. So it should look like this. And then we're going to make 2x2s on each side. And then after that, just do 1 block. And then it should look like this. And then if we go to the back, all the way over here, we're going to essentially do the same thing. So basically we're going to look at this window, and in the middle of these 3 blocks in the window, you're going to build up 3 logs, 1, 2, 3. And then to the left of that, you can build up 3 terracotta, and then 2x2 on each side. And then 1 block after those. And then after this, it should look like that. And you should only just have 8 spruce logs left. And these are going to be used to kind of show a row of logs in the middle in here for like support, I guess is what you would say. So if you look at these 2 these should be the only pillars across from each other on each of the sides. So you're gonna build from one of them and do 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And that should be the end of all the logs you have, and it should look like that. So you can come back down here, and the next thing you're going to grab are the planks, and we're going to build with these. So you can put them at the bottom of the doorway, and then if you come over here to the back window and see this, you're going to build 1, 2, 1, 2, 2 by 2. You can fill in the sides over here, and you're gonna break 2 blocks under this window in between these 2 by 2s and build. You're gonna break a 2 by 2 into the ground and then fill that in. And you're gonna fill in 2 rows of planks after that. Oops. And then come to the side over here. And you should see this window, and you're going to build 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 1, and you should see the start of forming kind of an X or a plus shape. Oops. Anyways, so the start of a plus shape, and you can see it over here by the window. So you just build 2 out from the right of the window, and then 2 out after a 1 block in between that. And then after building this, you can fill in the rest of the floor. Now that should be all of your planks that you're going to use, and the floor should essentially look like this, where it's only filled in here because it's where the bed will go. And then you can fill in blocks here if you want, but I didn't because usually there's just like a hole in the floor for the tea, or if people makes 2, I guess, but usually it's for tea. So this is the end of building everything except for the roof. So then we're gonna start working on the roof. Okay, so actually there is a bit more decorating on the walls outside for the roof, but I do the roof first just because it's easier to do that part first. So you're going to grab all of the deep slate tiles, slabs, and stairs, and then grab the andesite wall and all of the fences. And then I left pink wool here just to mark where, but essentially each of these corners on the front and back, you're going to look straight at it from outside and then go 1, 2, 3. And then on the left side over here, we're gonna build a wall, and then 1, 2, 3 on the right side, you're gonna go out to the right and build an andesite wall there. And then we're gonna do the same thing on the back. And then essentially you're gonna build up 5 fences from these walls. It's kind of an annoying part to do, but 5 on each side, so it will take up all of your 20 dark oak fences. Okay, so after you have each of these pillars, you're going to use one of them. I should have probably told you that before, but you're going to build a tile on top of one of them with you on top of that as well. And you're going to go from the back to the front or from the front to the back with this tile and just build the whole way across. Okay, and then after that, you're going to actually do that again, but on the outside. So you're going to go this way, not that way, not towards the inside, but on towards the outside. Okay, after that, we're going to use more tiles essentially, but we're gonna build this side of the roof, and then it's basically the same thing on the other side. But to do this, first we're going to take this block that we just had, and we're going to build, sorry, I had to think, but we're going to build up from here and make kind of a full block with this tile, and then go across from there on the top half. and then up here, and then we're going to use that to kind of make a pathway with each of these slabs and go all the way up here until we've reached the top, and it should make like a stairway of slabs. And once we're at the top here, this is where it gets a little more difficult. We're going to take the stairs, and I'm going to go up here. We're going to make them upside down. Then we're going to take a slab, place the slab, and we're going to make another upside down stair. Like that. And that's what it should look like. It's kind of hard to tell with these, but that's what it should look like after that. And then we're going to go back to the bottom. And oh yeah, this is what it should look like from here. And we're going to use this where the terracotta is as a marker to, oopsies. Okay, but you're going to take tiles and build on top of each of these, but not the outside one, just these, and then go all the way up. And then at the top here is actually where we're going to add a stair. So we're going to do that again over here. So it kind of changes between these, and add another stair. And then we're going to go to the front side and essentially do the same thing where you build up a little block on here on top of the log corner and then go out. Alright, and then once you kind of see this pattern here, you're going to go along here, along the whole roof, and follow it. So make sure you don't go with the top one, but go with the slab pattern that we have. And then don't forget to make the stairs here again, I just did. But make that stair pattern where there's one slab in between each of them. And then once you have this, you can essentially do the same thing on the other side. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna add stairs and then the slabs. And then repeat this pattern on the other side. Okay, so once you've repeated these, you're going to add this, I don't know what it's called, the higher patterned ones. Add 2 more stairs on the top on each side. So you should have 4 stairs on top at each side. And then add the corresponding slabs. Alright, so once you have all of these done after I finish these 2, alright, so after this you're all done with essentially most of the roof. You should have 16 slabs left and 36 stairs left. You're going to use these stairs to build on the inside slabs, the ones that have gone along the top of these stairs. I mean, not stairs, along the top of these fences. And you're going to build along the wall here. You're going to do the same thing on the other side. Alright, so you should be done with the stairs by then. And then with the last of these slabs, you're going to essentially go along the outside of the roof here and add a slab to each of these, except for where the stairs are. So this is what this side should look like on the front, and then we'll add them on the back. Alright, so then this is what the roof should look like at the end once you're done. This is what it kind of looks like on the sides. It should cover that horizontal log thing on the wall, except for on the front and back. And then after the roof, you should just have detailing that you have to do for the walls on the outside. And that will be the end of the building part. So once you grab these things here, you're going to go to the front first and add some slabs along the top of the walkway kind of area. And then you're going to grab your signs and do one horizontal line of signs here. So I'm going to do that. And then another line along here. And also when you do these signs, make sure to remember to not do them on the corner log pieces here. And then the last thing for the front is we're going to add fence gates along this horizontal line here and make sure to open them. Alright, and then if we go to the right side from facing the front, we're going to go to this window here. And just like the walkway, we're going to add slabs at the top. And then for the windows, we're going to add trapdoors at the bottom. So if I can jump up here and add them. And you're going to add signs at the same height as the front, so some along the bottom here. And then some along the top here. And then after that, we're going to go to the back. And just like the front walkway and the window, we're going to add slabs at the top. And then for windows, trapdoors at the bottom part. And we're going to add signs at the same height as the last walls that we did. And then similar to the front, we're going to go along the exposed horizontal line. And it's nice because it's only in the front and back, so we'll know to only put fence gates on it on the front and back. Alright, and then the last side will be the left side or the right if you're looking from the back. So you're going to add slabs, trapdoors, and then signs. Alright, and then we're done with the building part. So if you'd like, you can decorate this however you want on the inside, but I'm going to decorate it like how I videotaped it. So these are all the decoration parts you need. So I'm actually going to grab the cauldron and the composters first. And then everything else, because there will be one cauldron and then the two composters, I don't know how to say them, but I'm just going to put them over here. And then you're going to break the dirt here to put the composters. There we go, and the rest of the decorating is inside. Alright, so the first thing is we're going to put these beds over here and then add the lanterns on this, I forget what it's called. That's kind of bad. On the beam that we created here for structure. Alright, and the next thing we're going to do is add the chest, and it goes in this corner here. And then this copper light is going to go right here, and we're going to turn that into a lantern actually. So you're going to add the slab, and then grab these trapdoors, and while we're at it, we can grab this. So you can put all the trapdoors facing the lantern, and then we can get on top of that and add the slab. And this is our little lantern kind of thing. We can put the 2 cauldrons over here and grab scaffolding, put it right there. And then we're going to go over here, and on essentially the upper half of each of these blocks, we're going to add slabs and do 3 layers. Going to only do 2 on each of these upper halves. And then we're going to add the dark oak shelves to make the walls of this. Why am I forgetting what everything is called? Of this shelf. Yes. We're going to grab candles and place 3 at the top. And then we can grab the brush in the bundle. You don't need these just exactly, but that's what I put for an item frame. Alright, and then the next thing is we're going to get this chain, put it right above the middle of this plus sign, and hopefully place them all right. Okay, I did. And then grab the campfire and the hopper. Place the campfire here, place the hopper. And then we're going to grab the rest of the dark oak shelves. Not the dark oak, the spruce shelves. We're going to place them inside here. And that's like our teapot kind of area. And then the next thing is you can grab the spruce trapdoor and the stairs and the stew and the lectern. And we're going to go over to this side. And over here we will have our little seating kind of thing. So we're going to start by placing dark oak shelf, and then stairs, and then 2 slabs, another shelf, and the stairs. And on top of these shelves you can add other ones. So then it's kind of like a bench, essentially, is what I was trying to go for. And then over here, we can place the lectern on the very left part of this window here. And then add spruce trapdoors. This will be kind of our desk, essentially. And then 3 candles, and we can place the stew in here. And then the last thing is basically this bookshelf. I used 20 books for it, but I mean, you can use however many you want. Oh yes, sorry, I almost forgot. For this seat, we can place dark oak trapdoors to kind of make it look more like a seat per se, a bench. And then for these bookshelves, you're going to place them in, you don't have to place them in this order, but I put 2 full ones over here and then 1 up here, and place chiseled ones all over here, and then barrel, and barrel on top, and above them are trapdoors. I should probably place that better. Okay, I grabbed scaffolding, but basically you place the trapdoors on the top of the barrels at the top of this. And then you can place the books however, but I'm going to place them in the way that I put them. Alright, and then that's the bookshelf. And then the rest are just paintings around here, so I'm going to place them how I place them, but you don't need to place them or do the same exact like painting pattern. Alright, so this is what it should look like at the end. I hope you don't have too much trouble trying to build it, especially the roof. The roof caused me trouble, but I hope you enjoyed building it, and hopefully it will look good in your world, or you had fun watching or anything like that. But This was my first build tutorial, so I hope it was good enough. And have a good day.